Hey, gang. So this weekend, we promised that we were going to be getting into a little bit of debauchery. Truly, what it ended up being was the first installment of what we're going to call On the Road with Whiskey. This will be a little bit of a blog post, and it'll be a show type that's going to just fit right in with the normal debauchery. So you're still going to get the guys, you're still going to get us being goofballs, and our outlooks on whatever debauchery, nuttiness, seriousness that we're going to be getting into. You never know what's going to be. But it's going to fit right in with the rest of our shows. So we're not steering away from the narratives, looking at the show news, getting goofy on Saturday night and then posting about it. But what we are going to try and do is branch out a little bit more, travel a little bit, and have more fun. Now, in this installment, we have the Adult Entertainment Expo. Now, I won't say that we don't sit around and watch porn all day. That's not our thing. We all watch it occasionally. You do too, and that's cool. It's not, it's a very normal thing these days. Now, what wasn't so normal for us was actually going and hanging out with a bunch of porn stars. It was pretty mind-blowing, very eye-opening, and it was just a very, very interesting way to get out with the public and see what this subculture actually is all about. I mean, it's its own beast. Fascinating. We saw everything. There was very little left to the imagination, and truly, it was just nice seeing people being people again. It was nice. They were enjoying each other. Fans were enjoying the porn stars. Porn stars were enjoying their fans. A lot of goofiness happening. It was just really a fantastic time. So what you have is Fitz, Hefe, and I walking around the convention center. We've got our opinions. We also have some interviews with actual porn stars that Fitz did. And we just kind of got into it. We also have some time that was spent in our room kind of rehashing and talking about what the show actually was all about, what it meant, what our observations were, what it meant to us, and really just kind of giving you the flavor of what it was like. So we hope you enjoy it. We'll do more of these as time goes on. And please, as always, leave us feedback. It's whiskey_hell, whiskeyhellpod.com if you want to visit the site online. And there will be a blog post about this also with some video work and some pictures that were really, really nice. And just us capturing the fun and hopefully giving you a good idea of what this event is and why you should go check it out. With that, on with the show. All right, so it's our first day at the AVN Expo for 2023. We got McShane, Fitz, and Hefe is here. And we're going to give you guys our first preliminary thoughts on what we're looking at as far as the actual expo itself. We've got a lot of other content to bring you, but we're looking around the room now, and we're just, you got music pounding, you've got adult performers everywhere, and it's pretty impressive, I think. Fitz?
Yeah, I'm impressed. We got a guy over here twirling leather thongs for like a ass massage. And then, oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, he's being flogged. We got. It's a nice mix of. We got some media people here. We got, as McShane said, we got some adult performers, and then you got your fans. You got people getting autographs. You got people being able to talk to their favorite stars. You got. I've recognized quite a few people. Not that I watch all that much porn, but I've seen a few people here that I recognize from some videos. And all around, it's a really friendly, open. Like they're just exposing themselves to the fans, and it's pretty cool.
Now, Hefe, you probably have you're much more of a connoisseur than I think we ever were. What is this doing for you as a not an aficionado, but as someone who's always had a really great appreciation for strippers, porn? How are you feeling about this?
I'm feeling great about this. They really take this shit seriously. I knew it was a serious thing, but now that we're here and see the layout, this is a big deal. It's
It
a
really
very big
is.
deal. And there are a lot of women wearing next to nothing, which is a good thing. I've noticed a few faces and other things, and it looks like a really good time.
And you know what else is interesting about it is you got a little bit of everything. I mean, if you're into, older women, you got that. If you're into younger, you got that. If you're into whatever it is, Asian or ebony or whatever,
It's all here.
it's all here. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a feast for the eyes. It's
Totally represented. Now, I did not. This is the first thing I did not expect to see. We're actually watching a lovely young lady being taped up.
Yeah, what's that about?
It looks like they've got. I don't know what this would be called. I'm sure there's some kind of a. Looks like it's Sinful Design is actually the ones who are taping her, but they've got. It's basically they're creating a dress out of tape, kind of like Lilu in Fifth Element. Right, Fifth Element. But it's actually lovely. It's sparkly, very colorful, covering all of her regions. And she's got so much tape up her ass right now that it's going to be. I wonder how that's going to feel to come off.
I was just gonna say I hope she's cleanly shaven, because otherwise that's gonna, as long as you go with the direction of the hair, I think you're okay. It's when you go against the grain that you're gonna have some trouble, and I'm not speaking from experience because I don't know how the grain of my hair goes down there. I've never really inspected that, but I'm sure she's got like a manager or somebody who does that for her, right?
I would, or some kind of handler, I would think.
A handler. That's a much better word for
yeah.
it. Thank you.
But
the taper job looks like a fun job.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll sign up for that.
it totally does. It totally does.
I will.
Yep.
I'm sorry. we all just got
Totally got
derailed.
distracted.
More distracting.
One of you guys should get a picture. That was amazing. But yeah, it is quite impressive. So we'll have more. I don't know. We'll have more. I'll just leave it at that. All right. So just more thoughts on what we're seeing. When we from the first room that we were in, it was not. We thought it was like it.
Yeah. No.
And I think at that point it was going to be really depressing that we came. Not that it was bad, but it was just like our minds weren't blown yet.
Yeah.
But then you get into the area where it has the actual, the different model companies, and you get into the different porn studios. Even some vendors we're starting to see.
Yeah.
We came across a, what was it, Spank Coin?
Yeah. Spank
Coin.
Yep.
Which we're going to try and get an interview later with the CEO of it. But that was a fascinating conversation we initially had.
Yeah.
Because this is a coin that's actually been developed for sex workers, so that they have a safe way of processing money. They're not getting stiffed on jobs after they performed or after they've performed scenes for videos or anything like that. I thought that was just that was fascinating to me.
No, it was a great conversation, and I mean, if the CEO is as well spoken as the young lady that we talked to, it's going to be a great interview. And what a great idea! I think somebody sat down and said, all right, things are not as safe as they could be for some of the talent, and they don't. That's not the word to use, is it? Talent.
No, talent.
Performers.
Yeah,
Performers.
performers.
Anyway, it's not as safe as it could be, and so they came up with this. And then they also have a offshoot of it called what's it called? Match.
Spank Match.
Yeah, Spank Match. That porn stars or talent can hook up with each other in different cities. Like, hey, I'm in New York. I'm filming this girl on girl thing. I need a couple of models, and they can hook up there. It's almost like Tinder, but for for people in the porn industry. So, and that's totally safe. You have to be 100% verified and
disease-free, the whole nine.
Right. I thought that was also pretty cool.
Which is awesome.
I mean, that's like the ultimate hookup app, I guess.
So you had a thought that you wanted.
Yeah. So you know what's very nice about this is that it's almost like they're encouraging you to look. You know what I mean? Like if you were to see any of these people just out walking the Vegas Strip, you'd want to turn and look, but you'd feel weird about it. Here, they're just walking around, flaunting it, and wanting you to look, wanting you to take pictures. I've seen a couple of performers who are like hugging fans, and I mean that's actually a really big deal. There's no way you could walk up to a Brad Pitt or whatever and have him hug you, and so I just think they've made everybody very accessible, and it's very
It's very human.
It's totally human.
Yeah.
It's very fun, and it's not. You know what? They kind of have taken the risque part of it out of it, and
Yeah.
it's just like, hey,
Yeah.
here we are. This is what we do, and we're enjoying ourselves, and it's great.
And it's very, for me, it's also, it also brought, like we're saying, a human aspect that you don't get when you're just clicking on a video. Everybody's been down to earth, and not everybody's dolled up and like,
No.
porn star like. Nobody's been airbrushed.
Nope.
No, it's just, here I am.
Yep.
And it's very free.
We got the wrinkles, we got the dimples, we got they don't have wigs on.
Yeah.
A lot of them don't even have makeup. They're like you said, they're real people walking around in very little clothing. Some
Yeah,
of them.
it's like we're walking around here, and it's almost like a search for a porn site. Whatever you want, you're gonna see it here, but it is R-rated as opposed to X-rated.
Yes.
Everything's covered up, which is fine.
It's tasteful.
But it is, and it's exciting. This is really great. I'm enjoying this.
It's not a hedonistic thing that I think would come with the natural idea of what AVN typically is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's kind of special.
That's a great point, and I think it probably, something like this probably started out very hedonistically, but then they classed it up, and you got actual professionals walking around here, and the security, we should mention that. Some of these guys, I'm sure there's a lot of plainclothes guys, we don't even know their security, but then the other guys in the black suits, I mean,
The real deal.
yeah, they're the real deal. They're big men, and they look at you and smile, and they're courteous, but you know that they're ready to get you the hell out of here
Yeah.
if you misbehave. So, which is also kind of comforting, because then
Yeah.
the stars can just walk around and not have to worry about being groped or whatever. So
Yeah.
that's
It's-
cool too.
And we haven't seen anything like that either.
No.
No.
Everybody's been
No.
very respectful.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to take my hands out of my pants.
Pockets.
Pockets. Pockets. Sorry, thank you. Thank you for clarifying, F.A. I would never do that here. Allegedly. So, anyway, just some more thoughts, and we'll check back in a bit.
Oops.
All right. So, we really wanted to make sure you got the flavor for it, what the atmosphere was like. It's very much a carnival-like atmosphere. They even had a ball pit set up with a inflatable pool. And at one point, you guys will have to go on our Instagram or go onto the site to check it out, but there was like 12 girls in this pool just frolicking in plastic balls. Didn't think we were going to see that. I'm going to kick it out to our sponsors real quick. When we come back, we're actually going to come back from a little break that we had during the show. We walked out of the casino, got a couple beers, sat down for a few minutes, gave our thoughts, and then kind of got a plan of attack for diving back into it. So again, this is day 2 of the event, our first day there. We missed the first one, so more to come after these messages. All right, so we took a little hiatus, ran out, grabbed a beer or two, and we are back in the main room with all of the.
Shit.
And Hefe just saw. Walk us through what you just
That's-
saw, Hefe.
A tight little chick wearing a skirt. Hefe out.
Hefe reporting.
Hefe reporting.
Hey, first of all, let's not bury the headline here. We did have a couple of beers. You guys really enjoyed your beers, yes?
We totally did.
Yeah.
We had Golden Road's Mango Cart.
Yeah.
I've already posted it to to Twitter. You guys can check it out. But yeah, it was fantastic. Really impressed with Resort World.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
not
It's a
bury that
great
either.
hotel. Beautiful. I guess they just finished building it like 8 months ago or something. It's pretty new. I really enjoyed my beer too. I had the Space Dust by Elysian. Great beer. But let's get back to the matter at hand here. So we came back up to the AVN convention, and to quote Hefe, it got turned. Things have gone up a notch or two.
Yeah, it's a different animal now.
It's a different animal. We've got, yes, plenty of porn stars, but now they're interacting with one another, with the fans on another level. We've got
They're putting on a show.
yeah, exactly. We've got groping, we've got hugging, lots of hugging. I've seen some hugging that
Well, the rolling around in the ball pit was exciting.
That was amazing.
that was exciting.
There
Is
was,
that's definitely the word.
7 porn stars in the ball
Oh, I think there was 9.
pit? 9?
Oh, the chaps. The chaps.
Yeah, the chaps, the pink chaps, and the butt sticking out of the chaps. So
Was that Hustle Models?
I'll tell you another thing that sort of has gone up in intensity is the number of, I'll call them fans, but
Oh, there's tons.
but they're like people that paid really good money to get in here, and they're paying really good money to take a picture with their favorite star. They're paying really good money to get a hug.
This is
So
a fan
this
stuff.
is- this is-
the fans are out in mass.
Yeah,
now.
this is like Comic-Con, but for porn.
Comic-Con.
Comic-Con.
I like it.
Done and done.
Comic-Con.
We've now named the show Comic-Con.
What do you guys think about the green little
What's not to think about it? That's the farm girl that you take back
It's
in the
Daisy.
barn. Yeah,
Daisy
you
May.
take her in the barn and you fuck her on the hay.
Daisy May do what?
Nipples are hard.
Yeah, that's
Well,
not all
yeah,
it is right now.
because you're in the room.
So I think this is day 1. I think we've already solidified we're going to come back for day 2, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, be stupid not to at this
Yeah.
point.
So that'll be so Thursday for us. It's Thursday for us. We're going to come back on Friday night. I think that's pretty clear. That's probably the time to come back. Seemingly. Like 4 o'clock hour seems to be the time to
yeah,
come back.
sorry,
right?
Yeah.
You said something, and I know you said words, but they didn't go in.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I know we're not making sense now.
That's my favorite team right there.
Yeah, I mean it's everybody's favorite team. Here's one last thought before we close this little segment out here, which may or may not be, recordable. Just we might not put this on the show only
This
because
is not worse than anything else that we've ever done.
well, we've been playing this game. I'm not going to name the game, but I taught the game to Hefe and McShane, and what sucks about it is I taught them the game, and now they're both better at it than me. So that's why I keep walking in front, so I can see things before they do, and it's been a lot of fun.
Okay,
So
well, you might as well tell them about the drinking game.
no,
No? We're not going to tell them that?
no. This is a Whiskey Hell secret. If they want to know about the game, they need to go to whiskeyhellpod.com. We will have details on the website.
Well, the ball's in your court. If you want to know about the game, we'll put the rules up. All right, let's go cruise around, boys.
Do it.
It is Thursday night, 5 o'clock. We just got done. What was that? I mean, we were walking the AVN Expo.
Yeah, walking the expo. Just to kind of put it in perspective for you guys, not of you guys. What are we talking? 20,000, 30,000 square foot convention center?
Easily, yeah. And this was at
At
Resort
Resort
World.
World. Yep. And there's 4 different main rooms, just full of exhibits. And by exhibits, I mean sex toys, people who do sex,
Sexy people.
sex products like lubes and so forth. There was a couple of guys selling e-cigarettes there, which didn't seem to me to fit in. But I guess if you have a mouth fetish or whatever. And thousands and thousands of people, some of whom were some of the most beautiful people I've ever seen, and some of whom were just
Happy to be there.
happy to be there and being
Like
included.
us.
Yeah, we're definitely falling the latter category. But holy crap, a great time. Right now, I've got myself. I clocked 11,000 steps today.
Jeez.
All of that was in the convention center, basically.
Yeah.
And wow, what a great time! I'm gonna just speak for myself, but I think I speak for all of Whiskey Hell. I can't wait to go back tomorrow.
No, I think tomorrow's going to be a blast, and just kind of we're going to walk down what kind of the things that we saw and what we thought about the AVN Expo, and then we'll tell you why we're going to go back tomorrow night too. But first off, thank you to AVN for getting us the media passes.
Yeah,
that
huge.
meant a lot.
Huge, thank you so much. Huge.
It was. I thought, let's start with that right there. It was a very professionally done, very open atmosphere. You had tons of security. It was very safe for the performers.
Yep.
I thought it was a great atmosphere to be around.
Couldn't agree more. I felt comfortable there, which is, I know I'm not like the guy who has to feel comfortable, but it was and we talked about this in one of our segments that we recorded when we were there. It felt very very safe. You could have these, and I'm just gonna say women, although there were some guys too, but there were these women wearing basically nothing. I mean, a couple girls literally were just painted.
Yeah.
Nothing more than paint on them. And they were walking around, and it took all the kink and all the weird out of it, and then they could just be safe in that environment, walking around a bunch of horny, middle-aged to older men.
Yeah.
It kind of makes you wonder what the first one was like.
It does. It
How
does.
off the rails that went.
I bet that got
whenever
gamey.
that was. I have no idea when that first one was.
So this is actually the 40th anniversary of the AVN Awards.
Okay.
So I don't know how long they've been doing the expo.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the whole concept's been around for quite some time.
So that's 83.
Yeah.
Just for all of you at home doing the math, you can check my math on that one. But 1983, I have to imagine, Hefe, that one probably was pretty. Yeah, it was pretty much the Wild West. Now I will say, I went. This is Fitz talking. I went into the restroom to use the facilities, and there was some gay sex going on in the men's bathroom.
Oh.
I wasn't sure at first. I thought I heard something weird, and then
It was straining for a totally different reason than pooping.
someone finished.
Oh.
Very clearly finished, and then two guys came out of the stall, and I went running out after them because I wanted to be like, right there, guys, those two, they were just fucking. But you guys were not there.
Just to clarify, you ran out to us. You weren't
Correct.
running after them.
No,
Okay.
no gay sex for me and my family.
Well, I'll tell you what. If the first part of what we saw today was all we saw, I wouldn't be that excited to go back.
No.
But when we took our beer break
Yeah.
and our pie gout ass kicking
Oh my
break,
God.
and then went back, it was a completely different,
Totally different atmosphere.
Like, I can't wait to see what tomorrow's like, because tomorrow's a fucking Friday night.
It's Friday,
Yeah. It's
right?
gonna be-
Exactly. You know,
it's gonna be
people
crazy.
are flying in as we speak
Yeah.
for tomorrow.
Yes.
They were probably like, Wednesday, Thursday's gonna be stupid. I'm not, fuck that. But they're gonna show up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow and Saturday are gonna be huge, and you have to also understand most of what we saw today. Now we were able to identify a couple of people that we recognized from our casual viewing. Let's call
So
it.
let's see. Lisa Ann was one.
Sarah J.
Sarah J.
J.
Yeah, Sarah
Okay.
I
J.
didn't see Lisa Ann there. I wish I would have.
One of the redhead dude. I can't remember his name, but he's been in a few.
I didn't recognize any guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
James Bond was there.
I don't see if I watch porn. I don't. This is this is terrible to say, but I look at the guys' faces. I don't really care about their bodies, and then the women, I just care about the bodies and stuff they're doing, and I don't really. I do notice their faces. I mean, they're all beautiful women, of course.
So, and this was one conversation we had earlier, was that I don't click on a porno because of the person who's in it. I also watch a lot more amateur stuff than I do anything.
Yep, I would agree.
But I don't go specifically looking for anybody. There was one Amazon chick that I just was fascinated by. I can't remember her name now. But now you can understand how I don't pick up the names. So for me, there was no fandom happening. This was a sociological thing. This was carnal too. I mean, come on. I mean, that was phenomenal to look at.
Yeah,
as
totally.
Red-blooded male that loves big boobs. Let's face it.
Well, and to finish my point, today was.
I'm good.
Today was. I mean, I would say for the most part, kind of those C and B listers, like a lot of girls who are making.
I wonder if that very well could be the case.
But tomorrow, if they're flying in for a Vegas weekend and to just be at the AVN Awards and stuff, there's gonna be a lot more A-listers tomorrow.
Yeah,
I
what
think so,
lot
too.
more.
What did we see tonight? Like, I know the ones at the little displays and stuff. They were obviously performers or salespeople.
Professional. Oh,
But the ones out and about, what percentage of those were just chicks just there with?
I think
No.
I think there was from a cosplay's perspective, chicks that like to dress up like porn stars, because there were some guys there that were
Yeah.
dressing to the nine, like,
Yeah.
you know,
Look at me.
Right. I'm an amateur porn star.
Right.
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 There's definitely that element there. So that's a really good point. I
But
think there's had some of that too.
But don't you think? I think they were rotating the girls around pretty quickly. So I think some of them were just kind of on break, taking a potty break or going to the. But then you had that group of like, there's no way you're a porn star.
Well, it's impossible to tell. She could have been. I mean,
They.
Any one. Like, I don't know. Just pick one of the ones we saw out and about.
Yeah.
Like, you look at them, the way they're dressed. They're dressed for the occasion.
Right.
She could have been in like 4 movies and just didn't, isn't there to sell stuff, but she's just there for the whole thing. She's getting into the industry or whatever. Or it could have just been some girl that loves porn, or her boyfriend loves porn. They watch it together. You don't know.
Or
but
she's
they're
trying to
just
break
dressed
in.
sexy as hell. Everybody
Right?
was so. I mean, I got whiplash tonight.
No. There was more skin than clothes.
Yeah.
This is one of the first times I've
absolutely.
ever been.
Easily.
There was more skin than clothes.
Absolutely.
And yeah, you're right. Maybe just some girl showed up and she wants to break into the industry. She wants to turn some heads, so she shows up in a G-string and some body paint.
And a lot of
And
boobs.
yeah, I mean, we might have been witness to the beginning of a career tonight, guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good point, because there is an element to it that, like you go to a Comic-Con, right, and you've got the stars there, but you also have people who are so enraptured by that movie or cartoon or comic book that they absolutely have to go and check this out.
Yeah.
And dress up as. I wouldn't think that they're probably hey, I'm wearing I'm wearing the gear that you had in the scene when you were the plumber and you were the I mean, I don't think we're going that far. Maybe.
And there was actually you bring up Comic-Con. There was actually some cosplay there too. I mean, we saw we saw Mario from
we
Mario
did see
Brothers.
Mario. Yep.
Yes.
She was voluptuous.
A lot of Spider-Man.
lot of Spider-Man skin tight stuff. I saw Supergirl was there.
Yep, Supergirl was there.
So yeah, you had
Hefe just mixed himself a very stiff drink.
I thought we were gonna have a problem. You know what was nice is, and I can comfortably say this, I think there was something there for everybody.
Absolutely.
And you had everything from old to young, too skinny to overweight, or perfect weight, however you want to categorize it. It's all good to me. But there was something there for everybody. There was even, you saw, McShane, there was a foot fetish station. You could stop and get your feet tickled and maybe sucked on, maybe some toes sucked.
It was in a 20-minute, or is it for $20? It was a foot fetish, and what was the other?
The ass massage, wasn't it?
No,
massage?
it was like a light dom thing.
Oh, okay.
So I think it was kind of like what we saw when we were. So one of the things we did witness, which was from afar you couldn't tell, but we saw somebody, a guy and a girl, both of them were bending over and they were being flogged with, I don't know whatever the whips are called.
It was like a
Tassely whip.
Yeah, a tassely whip. That's a great way to put it. Yeah. And that guy was, I have mad respect for his skills. Like,
wasn't too hard, wasn't too soft.
No.
Stamina.
He had stamina.
He was going.
He was just a wheel. Yeah, he was just wheeling.
I mean, I'm just gonna say this: during the apocalypse, that guy's on my team. Like, here, let me have the whip. You take the sword and just do that, and you'll fuck everybody up. A machete. Yeah. So there was definitely plenty of fetishes on display, and I love it. I love that sex was just out there and open, and no one had to feel ashamed about it.
Nobody did.
We're just there to experience it and enjoy it and enjoy each other. I mean, some of those. So, a couple of interesting experiences I've never had in my life before. Some of those corridors got tight. People were bunching up. There were bottlenecks, and I'm literally that. This girl with nothing on rubbed against my chest. We went front to front. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was aroused,
Yeah.
and
Well, shit,
she
yeah.
went on her way. I went on my way. Didn't have to be weird, but wow, thank you for rubbing your nipples on me.
You know what's funny? I'll bet she's saying the same thing about you right now.
I'm sure she is. She's like, that was Fitz.
That was Fitz from Whiskey
Hell.
He touched
and
my-
he just my nipples touched.
Yes.
Yeah,
His
no,
broad,
thank you for that. 'Cause I was
muscular
thinking the same
chest.
thing.
Yeah, probably.
I was thinking the same thing. No, and you know what's funny is when it happened, everything I tightened up everything. I puffed out my chest. I tightened my abs.
Bad for you.
How are you? Yeah.
Have a good day.
And then I think like 2 feet later, I farted. I was just like, oh,
just had to expel.
Yeah, that came out. That got pushed out. No, but honestly, all good fun. A lot of really very friendly. I mean, I'm not being creepy about it. Just friendly people, outward, wanting to talk.
And that was the biggest takeaway, though, is that these are human beings.
Yeah.
I think all too often people will sit and they'll watch porn, look at porn, and they sit to themselves, well, it's just gratification for me. I get to get off to whatever they're doing on the screen, and that's awesome because, whatever you're into. But that wasn't what today was all about. Honestly, it looked like it was paying homage to the effort that they put in, paying homage to the idea itself. Porn didn't seem sleazy to me today.
No, it's exactly what I was
It
gonna
seemed
say.
like
You
a
can't-
profession.
Yes, you can't overstate what you said about all these people gathering in one place over porn. And you don't watch porn together usually. It's usually a one person thing. But everybody was there, and it's just it
It was communal.
It was a community.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a community
It was just
thing.
like a business.
Yeah.
And
Hey.
it was amazing.
So can I throw something out to you guys? I've kind of been wanting to talk about this on the show for a while. I'm not going to name any names because this is sensitive material, but my wife's cousin had a bad breakup and a divorce, and it was messy. But she met a guy, and they hit it off. Everything was great, and my wife's cousin's she's young, she's pretty, she's funny, but this gentleman that she started dating, because he, I guess, grew up in a younger generation than us. I mean, they're millennials. They're 30-somethings. They're like in their early 30s. I think she's 30 and he's 31. So early 30s, which I remember back when I was in my 30s, we were out we were chasing tail. We were trying to, anything that was moving, if it moved fast enough, we were excited.
Like it's fishing.
Yeah. But he prefers to watch porn over being with her. And she can't.
Really?
So they're breaking up right now because she's like, we're not intimate. This isn't an intimate relationship. So they're breaking up. So here's my question. So that's all set up for my big question to you guys. Do you think if we had the three of us grown up in this current, like if we were 30-something right now, do you think we would be porn addicts like that? Because I enjoy porn, but I can tell you right now, I'm not addicted to it. I enjoy beer. I enjoy liquor. I'm not addicted to it. I've taken months off and not even thought about it.
Right.
I don't have that addictive personality, but if we grew up with it just being everywhere, always, all the time, any fetish you might get into, do you think we would be like this person, this gentleman?
I don't know. I would like to hope that we wouldn't be, or I wouldn't be. I'll just speak for myself now. I think, and I didn't grow up with it, but I found it online.
Yeah.
Right? I was tech savvy, so I could find the news groups. I could find it when I wanted to. And some of it that I stumbled across was no bueno.
Right.
Back before darknet stuff came around. But I don't see myself being addicted to it. That being said, watching it now has encouraged me to try different things.
Yes, I would agree with that.
I think that's a factor in it.
Yep, I would agree with that.
I have an addictive personality. I think I was very lucky to not become an alcoholic or to become a smoker because my family all did that.
Yep.
You know, So I could totally see myself falling into that trap. I can't say for certain, but I wouldn't put it past me. I do enjoy it. I do enjoy some porn.
Yeah.
But it's.
But I mean, if the lights went out right now, like porn was, I mean, you wouldn't have trouble going on. Like, you would still be able to function as a person.
Oh yeah.
You wouldn't be like just the first girl you found. You wouldn't just grab her and pull her into a dark closet and fuck her because you hadn't seen porn in 6 days.
No.
And I did kind of get that vibe from a couple of dudes that were there today. Again, it was a safe environment. It was clean and cultured. There was
a couple creepy.
There was a couple of dudes.
Few of them.
Yeah, and one guy in particular that you just hear things as you're passing in the crowd, and he was like, "No, dude, I want to go see this one girl. I have to see her first, and then we can go do whatever you want to do." And I thought, I didn't come here to see any one person. Right. I came here to see the spectacle.
I came here to see everyone.
Everybody, right. And he was
experienced the night.
He was on a fucking mission. I mean, he was pointing a finger at his friend like, "No, we need to go see this girl first."
Well, that's the one I told you guys about, Sarah J. She's an old school porn star.
Yeah.
She's like our age. And I saw her, and I was behind you, and I said, I saw her. And I said, oh my God, is that Sarah J?
Yep.
Is that her? And I looked, and she had a little thing up, and it said Sarah J. And I wanted to go and talk to her. I even told Steve while you were in the bathroom, I said, I'm going to go just introduce myself, just say, hey, I'm a big fan. Just in case I come back around later, I can maybe be like, hey, can we do an interview? But I was hesitant to do that because I don't want to come across as like a stalker or something.
I don't want to be that guy.
I just want to be like, hey, and be cool about it.
Yep.
And just be like, hey, I'm a huge fan of yours. You're awesome. And, whatever. Thank you for being you.
Yeah.
And move on.
Yeah.
And some of these guys were not doing that. They were hanging around, and you could. I mean, a couple times I saw the girls. It was getting awkward for them.
Yeah, it was awkward. Yep.
Super professional.
Yep.
They're there all day or for hours, doing the same thing over
basically
and over again,
naked,
smiling.
Yep.
And doing their thing, what they're there to do. But then these guys come in and they're just clinging, and it's awkward to look at.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for the girls.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for the guys.
Right. You said that earlier. You're like, man, I feel sorry for some of these dudes.
Yeah.
Like it's an obsession. And I mean, so the three of us have known each other a long time. We've talked about that on the show before. But I mean, there's probably no other humans that I'm more comfortable with than you guys, other than my wife, of course.
Right.
I'm not going to walk around half naked all day with you guys. That's just not.
No.
That would, so right there you're already vulnerable. They're completely naked, walking around with, strangers.
Right.
And they have to smile and act professional and, it's so nice to meet you. I'm your number one fan. Are you?
I have many number one fans.
Yeah. Exactly. Like.
So yeah, it's I really liked that. That we weren't one of those guys, and we were able to go ahead and approach it from the standpoint of really, we took it seriously. I thought as media.
Yeah.
Don't get us wrong.
No,
we loved.
Yeah.
We loved it.
Yeah, we enjoyed ourselves, but we were very professional.
It was there. We kept the journalistic integrity that we really needed to. Now, we did not get any interviews with anybody. We did see some stuff that was really interesting. I think we're probably going to go and try and tackle that a little bit more. So don't hold us to it, but hopefully we go ahead and we're able to get some of those tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now you had a point. That you were interested in getting into.
All right. I got to bring up something that's kind of bizarre today, and McShane, you sort of touched on it, but so I'll set it up here. So we're walking in. We get to Resort World. We get dropped off by the cabbie. We're walking in. We're kind of soaking up. It's beautiful, actually. We should mention beautiful resort. Beautiful.
Resort World is it's gorgeous.
I mean, if you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. I think it'd probably be worth staying there at some point, depending on what the prices are. But
way better than the dumpster fire that we're in right now.
God.
Yeah.
Fuck the Rio.
Yeah, don't stay at the Rio. But
shall remain nameless, but
no.
Fuck them.
Oh, wait till we talk about just the Vegas portion of this trip.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and get that in there.
Yeah, we'll hit that.
Go ahead.
No. So we walk in. We're kind of absorbing the sights, and I shit you not, we're walking down this down the main casino, and in front of us walking is probably one of the top 2 largest humans I've ever seen in my life. He was.
Oh, they're massive.
So just to put it in perspective, McShane's 6'3", 6'4". I'm 5'8", and so when we walk next to each other, I feel comically small next to him. I don't always feel that way, but next to McShane, I definitely feel that way. This guy made McShane look like me standing next to McShane.
He made me look like a little.
He was huge. He had to be a 7-footer,
dude.
And he was fucking jacked.
He was about 6'8" and wider than me.
Yeah.
He had to have been pushing 340.
Yeah, and
350, and it was not fat.
Nope. That dude, he was in a fucking nice suit, 3-piece suit.
Yep.
He worked.
That's called security.
He worked at the casino. Yeah, he was
He's
security.
a fucking security guard.
So we see this dude, and I'm like, holy shit, that's like one of the largest humans I've ever seen. So then we go into the convention,
and then shit gets wild.
and I mean, there were freaks, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean,
well, it's
you
not
said
even a freakish thing. I've never seen women so tall. And we're not talking like the Amazon fetish. We're not talking about that. These are mega. We're talking 6'2", 6'4", before
the heels.
The heels.
Yeah. And then they put heels on. I mean,
and they gain another 4 inches.
At
it was
times
crazy.
At times. So I used to do a lot of motorhome camping at KOAs and stuff when I was a kid. And my mom, just because I was the only child or whatever, she would take me into the women's restroom when I was a kid. And I remember just like looking around, and I thought basically that all women were just like vaginas, because that was my eye level. That's all I saw. I didn't even really know about tits until I got in
That's why you're an ass man.
In high school. That's why I'm an ass man. I guarantee it. But I felt like that again today. There were some of these women, I was staring right at pubic bone height. Right at butt height.
You were back at home.
Yeah, and I'm 5'8". I'm not like a small person. I'm just not really tall. But some of these women, and then remember Hefe? We saw that other guy he had like this strangely familiar face, like he was an actor or something.
Oh yeah.
He was easily 7
massive.
foot, and he wasn't fat or yoked out. He wasn't super strong. He was just like, if you just took a normal looking human being, like if you took my body type but blew it up to 7'1", 7'2", that was this dude. It was crazy. There was tall people, huge people everywhere, and I just thought, is this a porn thing? Like, do tall people like sex more?
I don't know.
Because if so, I'm a tall person at heart.
See, but even then, though, I mean, you had the same natural. I saw as many people who were 5'5", 5'6", whatever. More so, right? So it was. I mean, all I'm saying is that the extremes were both represented.
They were, but you just don't see that many tall people all at once.
You totally don't.
It's a once in a year thing. You'll see somebody who's over 6'8", and we saw like 6 of them today, and some of them were women, which you never see.
Well, quote unquote women.
There were
okay,
definitely
so there was
some transgender going on.
The transgender community was definitely
How many
represented.
scrotums did you see hanging out of bikinis?
Just the one.
Just one?
But it was awkward.
Where was that?
I'll show you the picture.
Oh, please do.
But it was awkward because
Of the scrotum?
there was. I don't know if I got quite that close.
Okay,
but
the one that you're talking about
They
had
were-
gigantic cans,
they were
and
double
they
Ds,
looked natural.
right? Double Ds?
They didn't look.
that was a
bolt-on.
nice surgery job
It was a fantastic surgery job.
because they were bolt-ons.
I mean-
Unless this person was just born with also a scrotum sac and giant, beautiful tits.
Yeah, well, that doesn't happen.
It might. I don't know.
Maybe.
There's weird shit out there. I don't know. But anyway.
Anyway, we
we
digress.
Yeah, we do digress. The transgender community was really well represented,
Yep.
and good for all of them, all of us.
it was totally cool,
And that was normal, right?
It was fine.
You didn't bat an eyelash any more than you
No.
would at the dude walking by with no shirt on and a fucking cock ring.
And his
Like,
junk hanging
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
I-
And that, I think that's the theme from day one,
Yeah.
is that everything was okay. It was okay to be you.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you take pride in, whatever you are good at, whatever, just you're being yourself. Whatever you bring to the table was just fine.
Yep.
And everybody was fucking cool with it. And
Yep.
it was just, that was refreshing, especially since we pretty much live in a world that none of that's okay.
Right. Right. Or it's either too okay, where it's like being shoved down in our 5-year-olds' faces, or, some, hill bunny running out there with guns saying, no transgendered on my land.
Right.
This was like meeting everything
fun.
right in the middle.
Everything's good.
It wasn't weird. It wasn't awkward. It wasn't strange. It just was. We were just all humans, and we were enjoying the day, and it was fucking awesome. So I think that's a really good day one wrap up. I really can't wait for tomorrow. I feel like tomorrow, what's going to happen? I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going in, right before we go in, I'm doing 2 shots.
Yeah.
Of whatever. But I'm doing 2 shots, bam, bam. And as they start hitting bottom, we're going to have some really good interviews.
Well, today when we got there, it was like a 5. And when we took our break and went back, it was like a 9.
Yeah.
I wonder if when we get there tomorrow, if we go same time, it's going to be like a 9 or an 8.
Yeah.
And then it's going to warm up to like a 15. Because
It very well could.
I think it might.
Yeah.
It might get crazy there.
I think it's
Friday night.
I think it's going to get crazy. I mean, we saw, again, to McShane's point, we saw a couple of little people. I saw 1 man and 1 woman, both little people. So I think, and again, this is not a negative the way I'm saying it. It just is what it is. The freaks are going to come out tomorrow.
Yeah.
On all spectrums.
Well,
The sexual freaks, the body dysmorphia freaks. I mean, all of it's going to be in our faces, and it's going to be wonderful.
And that's not a shaming. That's
No,
not a shaming
no,
thing
it's
at all.
actually it's a compliment. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's weird when the 3 of us can walk into a place and we're like the most normal guys there.
That was
That
refreshing.
says something. Yeah, that says something about the crowd we're in.
How do you guys feel about the no nudity thing?
Wait, which part?
Like all of it. It's all nipple pasties, and even the painted girls had pasties.
They did have
and
pasties, yeah.
G-strings.
Right.
It doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother
fine
me,
with-
but
I'm fine with me.
it leaves me wanting a little bit more. I mean,
And
That's
the
the
key.
point. That's the point right there. Because right now,
So now you're gonna go to
I was
Brazers
just gonna say, yep,
and go
watch
check
some
out the
of their-
chick that you just watched,
Yes.
or subscribe
Yep.
for one low price of $19.95.
that's exactly right. You can
Wow.
go on your phone right now and
That's-
look up
that's
any and
exactly
all
what
those
that
girls
is.
and all their parts. Oh, one other point before we sign off here on day one. I understand. I get sex toys. I'm all about sex toys. I'm like, whatever your thing is, if you need more holes filled
Right.
than I can fill for you, let's introduce that in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And or if I'd like a couple of holes filled while we're doing things, great.
Right.
Some of the stuff that's out there is kind of wacky.
Yeah.
We saw basically lower 2 abs to mid thigh silicone. So it's basically just the vagina and the anus,
Right.
but it's it's female,
Right.
obviously, and it's just made for fucking.
Yeah.
You don't. I mean, that's literally just a hair in a hole. Like you don't need a face. You don't need tits. You don't need. It just.
You just need a place to put it.
Yeah, and it needs to look semi-human.
And put it into a backpack and take it with you.
what was with the what
The
was
dolls?
it? No, the sea creature.
Dude, that
anemone?
tentacle porn
Yes.
and
Tentacle porn.
anemone,
And the
yeah,
tentacle
that's
porn.
all. That's all the rage. The creature porn, yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
thing.
what
You
is it?
need to
That's-
you need to spin through some porn and just look at
Dude,
the creature stuff.
It started in Japan, but it's taken on its own identity. It is no longer Japanese.
Because all those things, and I guarantee you, it's a completely different sensation because it's not just ribbed, it's not just bent to hit the G spot. It's
like alive.
It's got suckers. Yeah.
It's got all kinds of shit hanging off of it,
Yeah.
and hey, whatever you're into.
Yeah,
Well,
and there's a couple of videos out there, Hefe, that you should probably check out. In fact, I'll send you the link. But that sounded bad. I don't watch this stuff, but I've run across it.
Not
And
that you
it's-
have it bookmarked.
And it's real life. No, but it's real life tentacle porn.
Real life tentacle porn?
Yeah, but they
is that
don't
legal?
really- Well, hold on. So what they
Seems
do is,
unsafe.
can I finish?
Please.
Jesus Christ.
Please do.
We are
You
drinking
guys
while we're
cut
doing
off.
this.
You're cut off.
No, we're not.
What they do is
Good
no,
luck.
No.
Damn, I made
In
that
fact, I
strong.
want you to drink more.
Okay.
All right.
Please
No,
don't win.
what they do is I think now All right. No, what they do is that these girls are doing stuff with their mouth with like a typical dildo,
Octopus?
silicone. No,
Okay.
typical silicone dildo or whatever, and they're putting it in their various.
Yeah.
But then they green screen it or they deep fake or whatever, and they put in tentacles instead. So it's the real girl, and it's this computer fucking thing that she's swallowing and or fucking.
I've never seen that.
Oh,
before.
okay. All right. You're both gonna get a link.
Can I give a shout out to a girl for
Yes.
tonight?
Yep.
Absolutely.
I didn't actually talk to her, but I noticed her and she looked at me.
Yeah.
Which is it's okay. But she is adorable, just cute and sexy, and I never heard of her before. Her name was Alina Bell.
Yes, Alina.
And I'm looking at some Dylan, if you would just like this right here is what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Stepbro bangs busty Latina stepsisters, plural.
Plural.
So
Yeah,
it's
there's
Alina
two of them
and
there.
some other girl. I'm gonna partake in some of this video tonight because she was absolutely
Oh, she was.
just
She was.
cute as a button.
Yeah, just a cutie.
And
yeah.
naughty, and I'd never heard of her before. Maybe I have seen her stuff before, but I don't remember. But yeah, she was cute, and I'm gonna check her out. And
And that's why people go.
Exactly. Except for those guys that are stalking them.
Yeah.
And fuck those
don't
guys.
don't be a fucking stalker. Just
Matter of fact,
fucking
I think
cool.
we should get drunk enough tomorrow night to
Be stalkers.
Oh no, to step in.
to step in
Yeah.
and be like, hey, fucker.
Yeah. Hey.
Leave
No,
alone.
that's why
Stop.
they've got 6-8 bouncers all over
Yeah,
that.
that's a good.
Did you see that?
point.
Did you see that
Yes,
picture I got?
remember orange.
Yeah, but the picture is perfect, like with her foot all kind of.
Oh, God, that's
She's
so
just
cool.
being adorable.
Yes.
Now I could picture this girl doing one of the cosplay like Daphne or something from Scooby Doo, right?
Yeah.
I mean, can't you?
Absolutely. Where she
Okay.
can't find her glasses and she's crawling around on her knees.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I've
Thank
never
you.
thought about that
Oh, that's-
before.
no, that's
but
Thelma.
that's the scene that comes to my mind automatically. It's amazing.
That's Thelma.
You should be a director.
Yeah. Anyway,
Whiskey
it
Home
was-
Media.
yeah.
That's our porn.
it was a great day. Great day.
It was.
If you can't tell, we really enjoyed ourselves.
Steve's got some editing. to
Really
do.
looking forward to day 2, where we're gonna fucking bust out the interviews. We're gonna put ourselves out there.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna have fun with it.
Just have fun with it.
That's what we do.
Yep.
Hey, thank you very, very much for sticking with us through the breaks and listening to those messages. It helps us out and actually gets us a little coin that we can go ahead and put back into the show. So thanks for doing it, and thanks for downloading, thanks for listening. So as you can see, day 1 was eventful. We had a lot of fun. It was good raw commentary in there, and I know there, again, no shaming for anybody. It was just a very unique event. And it just brought everybody out and everybody together. And it was just really, really beautiful. There's no attitude. There's zero drama. And that was fantastic. It was a great community event. And yeah, there were some guys there that were a little bit overzealous, but maybe that's really those were their idols, or those were the stars that just make them happy. And sometimes people just need that. So just to comment on the sound, remember we're on the road. So pardon me for a little bit of bag rustling and stuff like that. Yeah, not real professional, but we were hungry. We had to get something in our stomachs, and it was time for us to start, Thursday night. We started with screwdrivers at the hotel room, and then it escalated and elevated from there. Day 2 is when we get into a little bit more floor discussion, but Fitz also has the interviews that he was able to gain. Really good stuff by Fitz. Really happy that we were able to get some of those. We wanted to get a bunch of the toy makers and some of the different novelty type vendors that were there, but we couldn't swing that because it was already closed when we got back. So kind of strange, but is what it is. Here's day 2 from the floor.
All right, so day 2, this is Friday night. It's about 6 o'clock. And the AVN, we're at the AVN Expo. And it's a lot louder. There's a lot more people. It's a lot more live.
Yeah, it's lit. This is lit. We're gonna get lit, but in the process of that, I promise we're gonna document the increasing level of debauchery that we're gonna go through here. Right now, what we're seeing is more people, less clothes, and a lot of fucking really good, just good human fun, right? I mean, this is what being human should all be about, right? This is what we're doing. We want to look at naked people. We also want to look at tattoos, a lot of tattoos. I mean, you wouldn't know half these tattoos existed if they were wearing all their clothes, right? I mean, so that's one of the benefits.
So, Hefe, what's the biggest difference between yesterday and today?
Well, you guys both hit on it. There's just more people. It's more lively. I have a thing for like stockings and fishnets.
Yeah.
And you don't really see them out in the world that much. When I do, like everyday life, I'm like, ooh, that's kind of sexy.
It's here.
They're everywhere here. Like half the girls are wearing them. It's crazy, and I'm getting whiplash. But yeah, this is like a party. This is way more of a party than.
Yeah, it's a party. And so here's my my goal for tonight. I saw a guy walking through one of the rooms, and he had a hockey jersey on. But the name on the hockey jersey, first of all, he was number 69, which of course, but the name on the hockey jersey was Ivan an Erection. Ivan Erection. And so I need to, we're going to get a picture of him. I'm going to find him. We're going to get a picture. It's going to be amazing. Don't hold me to it, but I'm going to do my best for our listeners out there because I know you guys want to see that. But so that's the kind of thing we're seeing out here. Like not just the performers, the talent, but we're also seeing like people who are just here to have a fucking good time. We got short, we got tall, we got fat, we got skinny, we got black, we got white. Yeah, I mean it's equal love here, and I fucking love it. This is what Whiskey Ale is about. We're about all the love for all the people. If you're gay, straight, trans, whatever color, whatever religion, come on out. We're having a fucking good time. It's great. This is Whiskey Ale Podcast. What's your name?
Maria Kazi.
Excellent. And so, how's the convention going so far?
The convention has been such a blast. This is my first AVN, also my first year in porn. I got my very first AVN nomination.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
For what?
I got nominated for Hottest Newcomer, so I have had one hell of a rookie year.
Yeah. I'll second that.
I have been killing it. I love it.
Good for you. Excellent.
you.
So, your favorite part about the convention so far, other than obviously being nominated, just is it like the being so close to the fans, or like
I love meeting people. I love meeting my supporters. I am a social butterfly. I love being able to see everybody in person and tell them thank you and actually make them feel appreciated. Because a lot of these guys that are coming here and saying hello are guys that are literally paying my bills.
Yes.
So, shout out to you guys. Love you guys.
Excellent. Good for you. No, that's
Thank
awesome.
you.
One last question. Next year, if you get nominated again, what's the category you want to get nominated for?
Best Actress. I have a movie coming out. I am the lead role with Adam and Eve.
Oh, shit.
So, watch out, you guys.
Good for you. All right. Thank you so much. What's your name?
Isla Summer.
Excellent. So, what's your favorite part of the expo so far? I know you said you just got here. What's been the best part so far, though?
I love being able to meet everyone that I've seen online and finally in person. It's amazing finally get that connection.
I think that goes both ways. I think all the fans are definitely, they're here for the experience. And you guys, isn't this just an amazing experience?
It's amazing.
Just the fact that we can all just be here in the same place and
It's like a big family reunion. Ultimately,
exactly.
It feels like it.
I love that.
Seeing it's like all of our mutual acquaintances and all of our heroes. Like I've known Isla for a while and I followed you and I'm like, wow, I get to see you in the flesh. It's so cool.
And here you are. Yeah. No, likewise. So, are you guys nominated for any of the awards or anything, or?
Yeah, I'm nominated. For a fan award for favorite creator site star.
Awesome. How about you?
I'm just here.
You're just no. You're not just here. You're about to be nominated next year, right?
Hell yeah.
And let's be honest.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right, I like that. So one question that we've been asking everybody, next year, the awards come up. What award do you want to be nominated for? What's the one that you're like, you would want? Like best actress, best what?
I don't even know the categories.
I mean, no, there's a ton of them. There's a lot.
I think the biggest thing is that with AVN, the whole landscape of the industry has changed in the last 2 to 3 years. It's not just mainstream. There's so many indie, independent creators that are really taking the stage, and it's amazing that this year AVN expanded categories for the Fan Awards for creators like us. That don't
Agreed.
shoot, we don't shoot mainstream, so it's like, you know what I mean? We have a home here too.
Yeah, agreed. No, thank you so much. You guys were awesome. Enjoy the night. All right, thank you.
Be safe, okay?
All right, thank you too.
Thank you. Stop it.
Yep.
Just kill it?
No.
All right, so we're still walking around the AVN Expo. We made it to the main room that has all of the different sponsors like Chatterbait, Brazzers, Pornhub, all of those things. It is absolutely fucking off the hook. Girls are showing off. We've got a very lovely young lady who's stretching and putting her head between her legs. It's absolutely fantastic. Hefe's staring at his phone. Why are you looking at your phone right now, Hefe? Come on, dude. Oh, were you? Okay, thank you. Thank you for catching that for. Anyway, so it really is fantastic. We've got some great interviews that Fitz has pulled. He's running point on interviews right now, and I think it's been fun. So, what are your thoughts so far about who you've been talking to and what their goals are?
You know, first of all, this is a spectacle, and I think because it's a spectacle, everybody's kind of playing that up. Like nobody's trying to hide it, which is great. There's no shame here. You just like if you got it, you flaunt it, and that goes for the men, women, whatever. As far as the interviews I've done, I've got a couple of interviews that felt a little more intimate and personal, and then some others. I mean, the last 2 girls that I interviewed, they were really shifty. They were like, "Wait, what kind of questions are you gonna ask?" I was like, "I just want to ask you about the experience and what you've had here." And they were like, looking at each other like
real questions?
Yeah, like
you care?
Okay, so they were kind of iffy. So that was a less intimate interview, but we're gonna get some more interviews tonight. I think that as the night goes on, they're gonna get more in depth, more personal, and more intimate, and we're going to really kind of get into the lives of these people, because this is I think we can all agree, from what we've seen, this is a lifestyle. This isn't just like your job. This is what you do. This is like you live and breathe being in porn and being a sex goddess or god. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I've seen 70 or 80-year-olds walking around just digging it.
Well, I mean,
now we've got splits happening, and
touchdown. That's a touchdown.
God.
And
Hefe, you had a comment earlier about every time we turn a corner, there's something you didn't expect.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think either of us expected gymnastics.
Not
in
4
the
feet
middle
away
of the
from us,
floor.
no.
Hefe, or Fitz, I think you've got your next interview.
Yeah, I
lined
think
up
so
there.
too.
I think she's very eager
I'd like to know
to talk about gymnastics.
I'd like to know if
how
she's
she does flips.
If she's formally trained, or if she just discovered that one day that she just could do that.
Because her flexibility is about a 10, I think.
I'm gonna go with an 11.
11?
I'm going Spinal Tap all the way to an 11.
11, all right.
Yeah, most people's amps only go to a 10. Hers go to an 11.
All right, so we got more to come.
I'm here with
Chiara Chianti.
Chiara Chianti. What a great name.
Thank you.
Excellent. So, we were just doing a little bit of a side bit here, and you can do the splits. So I have to ask, because I was a gymnast when I was younger.
Yeah.
Were you a gymnast?
Yeah.
How long?
Level 6, I was it for about 12 years.
See, if you know the level you were at, you were legit.
Yeah.
So good for you. Level 6, that's awesome. So, Junior Olympics?
Yeah.
Awesome. Good for you. So, how'd you get into the industry? What?
I was content creating since like 2018. Honestly, my parents were kind of like pervs, and my mom was pretty sexually liberated and was kind of open with it, like in the household. So I started content creating, and then people kind of were like, "Oh, are you in the industry?" And they kind of pushed me towards it. They were like, "You really should do it," blah, blah, blah. I got scouted by some agencies, and it kind of just seemed like it was something I was meant to do. And after every scene that I've done, it just seems closer and closer to what I've been meaning to do.
That's awesome. That's not the message we've been getting today. I mean, to have parents that are supportive is awesome. Good for you. Because I thought you were going to say
not, but my parents at least.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say my parents were against it, but I did it anyway. But that's not what happened.
Yeah, my mom has she asked for years. Like, of course, at first she was against it, but then I live on my own. I'm independent. I do I pay my own bills, etc. So my mom says as long as I'm not hurting anybody, or myself, do whatever you want, whatever makes you happy.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And if you're making other people happy, that's even
exactly, and that feels
bonus.
Even better. It feels even better to make other people happy.
So just with one of the things that surprised me, this is our first year at the expo, one of the things that surprised us is how intimate and how close you get to be with your fans.
Yeah.
Has that
awesome.
surprised you too?
Yeah, it's crazy. I'll just walk around and people will stop me for a picture or something, and it's like nerve-wracking. I'm like, wow, this is cool. I'm like a celebrity.
Yeah, I mean, I saw one guy. He was crying. He was literally crying when he was hugging his favorite star.
Yeah, the way that these porn stars have changed people's lives is actually incredible.
Yeah, no, it's been amazing. So, all right. So, are you nominated for any awards this year?
No, not yet.
Okay. All right. Good. Because my next question is, AVN Awards next year comes up. Which one do you want to be nominated for? What's the golden chalice?
I would really like to do the best lesbian scene.
I would like that too.
I would love that. My fans love to see me get railed by big cock, so I don't know how that'll work out. But or best newcomer. I'm really only about 3 months into the industry professionally.
Wow, really?
So,
okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
So you're just breaking in.
I'm just breaking in.
All right.
Yeah. So hopefully next year I'll be fresh newcomer, fresh face, or something like that.
Awesome. No, that would be. So you got my vote. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This was a perfect interview. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that will wrap things up. We had a great time. Thank you again to the AVN folks. Check out their magazine. Great example of the just the whole community. But I think you guys will definitely enjoy it. Thank you to all of the talent, all of the stars that were willing to talk to us. All the vendors, all the representatives, all the people that were just awesome and just keep creating a great atmosphere. On behalf of Fitz and El Jefe, I'm Steve McShane. This has been our pleasure, and this is the end of On the Road with Whiskey. We'll talk to you soon.